apartment, and it's over almost 7 times the required. The distance to the property line is about 1/6 or 1/7 of the required distance. And to the potential effect of increased density on the available municipal, county, and state facilities and services, nothing. Whether the variance will cause a substantial change in the character of the neighborhood, no. Whether the difficulty can feasibly be mitigated by some other method, or, well, yes, yeah, could do it by moving it. And whether the interest of justice will be served in granting the variance, and whereas the board should grant the minimum relief necessary to allow reasonable use of the land, now therefore be it resolved that the board finds that the following special circumstances or conditions exist that apply to the applicant's land and building, which do not apply generally to the land and building of the neighborhood. Uneven terrain. Anybody else have any?
Well, it's set back far enough from the road that it would probably not even be noticed.
Yeah, all right.
And it is substantial, the variance is substantial, but the fact that it is substantial doesn't really make it not able to be granted. I think it's probably the most reasonable and practical area to put it myself. And still give the applicant plenty of space for his family to enjoy his yard.
All right, anything else? Okay. And be it further resolved that the board finds the above circumstances or conditions are such that the strict application of the provisions of Chapter 98 of the Code of the Town of Pleasant Valley results in practical difficulty and would deprive the applicant of the reasonable use of his land and buildings, and be it further resolved that for the reasons set forth above, the board determines that the granting of the variance is necessary for the reasonable use of the applicant's land and building, and that the variance is granted is the minimum variance that will accomplish the proposed use. Yeah, it just kind of digs into me, I'm sorry. And be it further resolved that the board finds that the above circumstances or conditions are such that the strict application of Chapter 98 of the Code of the Town of Pleasant Valley results in practical difficulty and would deprive the applicant of the reasonable use of his land and building. And be it further resolved that the board determines that the granting of the variance will be in harmony with the general purpose and intent of the zoning chapter of the Code of the Town of Pleasant Valley, and will not be injurious to the neighborhood or otherwise detrimental to the public welfare. And where should I put the conditions, Jim?
I think somebody would move probably to grant it. You can do it
Yeah.
to deny it if it gets going backwards.
Mhm.
But if the motion were to grant it for the reasons
Yeah.
just stated, subject to, I
Okay.
think what you said was the removal of the 2 other structures within 3 months of this.
Yeah,
issue.
in 90 days, yeah.
So I kind of read that.
Okay, then we'll just read it in then, okay. All right, I make that in the form of a motion. Does anybody want to
So
second it?
So moved with the condition that the two shelters that are there right now are removed within 3 months, you said, what you said, was 3 months from getting the CO. So if we should get it in the winter time, it'll give them time to.
Okay, any discussion
I'll second that.
further? Okay. Would the secretary care to call the roll? So she's sitting over there.
Ms. Perkins?
Aye.
Aye.
In favor.
Okay, in favor.
Yes.
Okay, so the resolution is passed with, when you get it done, you're gonna get a CO, right? Or wait, do you get a CO for a garage, or a shed? Do you get a CO for a shed, isn't it?
I think it's just the title of the
Yeah.
document.
But whenever it is approved, within 90 days, please, please, please remove those other sheds.
It will be done before August 15th.
Oh,
Those
okay.
shelters will be done, because that's the day of my daughter's graduation, so.
All right, so then we're gonna put in a condition of August 15th? Oh, we're gonna put in a condition of August 31st.
3 months, but,
All right, all right.
yeah,
Uh,
but,
yeah.
I'll probably, what would I do then, once that's all done? Does Mike just come out to do the final inspection and then notify you, or does I need to?
Yeah, no.
Somebody to come and see that they're gone?
Denise will tell Mike, okay, and then, you know, Mike will just make sure that everything is kosher.
So, right.
Yeah.
He'll check do the final inspection on the new building.
Right.
And then confirm that the structures are gone, and that would
Correct.
close the case.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
I'm gonna just pull this down so you can see me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just like, anyway, all right, so then we have the one condition, potting shed, and what was the other building, please?
Shelter Logic.
Shelter Logic, okay. All right, so we're putting on the end of this resolution, that the additional condition will be that the potting shed and the Shelter Logic building be removed within 90 days of the approval. Okay? You can see the young lady tomorrow, get his building permit? Yeah, give her a call, you know, you work it out, okay?
That was gonna be my next question. I was gonna-
We anticipate everything, see that?
Did we ever decide what happens if you decide to build the overhang with the sonotubes? Do you have to come back in front just so everybody knows what's going on? Now with the building with the two sonotubes and the overhang, what Kubota was gonna go in, that you were thinking about building? Does he have to come back in front of the board?
Is that,
Well, I thought
Well, I would think that if you were building another structure onto a structure that already needs a variance, you would probably need a variance. I mean, where would it be, off the front of the building? or off the
Side.
No, it's off the side.
Okay, then I would imagine you would.
I don't know, that's why I was gonna
Well, that's why I'm bringing it up, so you know.
As a technical matter, that initial decision, excuse me, rests with the zoning administrator. But my guess is, as Victor says, that if you're going to expand a non-conformity, maybe you need to come back to the board.
Okay.
Yeah, guess as to what the zoning.
Now, if it's, does that fall, if the fact that it would be like a lean-to off the building that falls into expanding the structure, that was kind of like what my question was. If,
What's the lean-to gonna be for? What's it gonna be
just
for?
to cover the tractor. And actually, you know, or, was either that or it was gonna be my pickup until, with the plow on it, until the other garage goes up.
Well, I would imagine you'd have to talk to the building inspector.
Yeah. See what the
Yeah,
building
whatever it takes,
inspector
I
says,
mean,
yeah.
that's why I said I didn't have it in
You
here,
would
because
have
I didn't
that
wanna
answer.
jeopardize this, right? Because I didn't know if it's gonna affect the decision, or if it's something that has to go back and forth, whatever it is, it is.
Yeah, well, just so you stay out of hot water if you decide to build that on. It's just good to know what you have to do if you want to build it up, want to build that.
And who would be able to answer that?
The building
The building
Bill-
inspector?
yes.
Okay.
And by the time you're done, who knows who that's gonna be?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all very much, and I really appreciate your consideration and approval. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye now.
Saved me a lot of legal fees for the divorce.
There you go. Okay, we have minutes. Is it February meeting? Oh, my God. All right,
There is a mistake on those meetings.
all
meeting
right,
minutes.
what's a mistake?
The February meeting minutes.
I'm sorry?
There is a mistake.
Yeah, what is the mistake? Thank you, Jim. Yeah.
You know, you think they'd get you a little table for a desk, right?
I think I gave you sure enough. Thanks for not saying.
Okay, so what is the mistake?
I'm absent.
Okay, so.
I'm one of the absent.
Board members absent. Wait a minute. Yeah, there's not, your name isn't even on there.
No, I'm trashed.
Oh, my God,
Okay.
look, it's not there.
Mary Perkins. Any other changes, et cetera? You didn't see
I
it?
didn't see anything.
There you go. Ta-da-da.
What?
How fast can you read? You got the speed reading course?
What do you want me to read, the whole thing?
Whatever you want.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Ah.
I
Okay.
said I didn't see anything.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't see
No,
that.
no, I read them all, I didn't.
Nah, yeah, now you worked your way around that one very nicely. All right, anybody, any other changes? Okay, so we're going to change the minutes, listing the lovely Mary Perkins as being absent. And move to approve the minutes as amended.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
favor,
Aye.
opposed, we're done. Anything else before the board tonight? Aside from going out and hoping our cars didn't get hailed on or anything else? Nothing. Okay. Well, yeah, okay. Second?
Second.
Second. Favor?
Aye.
We're done. Thank you very much, everybody.